Bob Wyand, the finance manager, and I just want to acknowledge Charles Glidewell, who is the treasurer. He and I are getting to know each other each more and more. We went out to lunch and getting to understand how we can continue to work together in a profitable way for the American Baptist churches. I cannot believe that it's been 7 years since Dale asked me to be finance manager, and it has been actually a real joy to be able to help out in this way, to be able to at least try to communicate the financial needs as well as celebrations to you. And my goal as a former full-time pastor whose eyes would glaze over whenever the finance, would start passing these things out. My goal has always been to try to communicate the best I can. In your packets today, there are 2 financial reports. I'm not going to refer to them. I've given you to them. These reports, unfortunately, because of the placement of this meeting, are from June, from the end of June of this year. And so we've already had a couple of more months go by. So they're not really up to date, but these are the reports that were accepted by the Board of Trustees, and those are really the ones who vote on all our reports. They're the ones who vote on what this year's budget was and even next year's budget. So I'm up here more for information to you than anything, and if after my report you have any kind of questions, I just want to give to you, there are some, you can communicate with Dale or you can communicate with me or give me a call, and I can answer any kind of questions, whatever you might have regarding the finances. I do want to just cover a few different things about finances, and particularly things like highlights from last year. Last year in 2020, compared to 2019, there was a dramatic change in some things. General missions income was down, finished down in 2020 by 20% from the year before. Region offering was up by 10%, and we were able to surpass the goal of 65,000 to 68,000, and this is probably one of the key reasons why we have been able to continue to have this ministry support even during this pandemic kind of year that's been coming up. We did take a PPP loan, and it was forgiven, which had also helped. If you remember, and I want to paint the picture just a little bit, before we entered into this pandemic, we started with a new focus on doing LifeTree and doing IFL, and we took a step of faith to be able to continue that on. And so just as we were about to get started, the pandemic came, and so it's given us a time to kind of regroup, and so the PPP loan really helped out in our favor in 2020. The investments earned about 1.7%, which was actually kind of an amazing feat. If you remember, 2020 investments took a huge dip in the middle and then came back at the end. We ended up ending the year meeting expenses for the 2nd consecutive year. And we continue to serve the local church through this. Dale actually even went through a whole change in how he did ministry. Instead of being on the road, spending hours upon hours in Zoom meetings and talks with you. So 2020, I just wanted to touch base with 2020 and not forget that because we hadn't gotten an opportunity. Where we are here in 2021, and I'm going to compare it to more of the budget or where we are with the budget. If I started comparing our finances where we are now to 2020, across the board, everything is a whole lot better than 2020. And all I'd be telling you is, things are great, things are great, things are great. And while they are, I want to just give us a sober reminder that we are still in kind of a really big transition concerning how ministry is happening out there and how we can be a servant to you, the local church, who is on the front line. So general missions income was down by about 22% in June compared to what we expected. So that's about 26,000 they had from general missions income, or we've received from general missions given. Same thing goes for the America for Christ offering, although that is up, and that it was at about $4,100. Region offering, while that's at the end of June, we were way above our expectation. I have to tell you right now, we are down. At this moment, we are down and we've got about 45,000. Our goal has always been 65,000. We need about 20,000 by the end of the year to just be able to continue to buoy this time. And basically what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that there is enough income to make this turn and this switch in how we do ministry. We've already made some changes concerning moving to new offices. These offices are going to have a conference center. It's going to have even being able to do some video conferencing, some classes from there. And so we're kind of changing how we do things. And so it takes money to do that, and we're making that. So I just want to encourage you to remember the region offering in the next couple of months. We did take a PPP loan, the second one, again, which has again helped us to make the turn. Again, investments and endowments have been far above what we expected, and that certainly God has helped us to be able to make this turn. There will come a time, our investors say there will come a time where things will flatten out. They won't continue at the pace that they're at. And we just have to remember that as we go through this time. But right now, we are celebrating. The last thing I do want to just make mention is we did receive a few properties over the last year. And properties come with both a blessing and a curse. It gives us an opportunity to really rethink, all right, how do we do ministry? Can we start a ministry in these locations? And some of them, we've made that decision that we can. There's some viable options. There are sometimes that we have to make a very quick decision concerning whether to sell the property, primarily because as soon as we take hold of a property, even if it's a church property, it becomes taxable. And all of a sudden, those taxes come to the region. And all of a sudden, not only are we taking care of insurance bills for that property, but we're taking care of all these other things that come with the property. So we have to make a decision: is it viable to do a ministry out of there, or is it viable to liquidate that? As sad as that can be, and as hard as that can be, it's a hard decision. And I just ask your prayers for the Board of Trustees as it deals with these type of issues each and every time, because sometimes we have to make a really quick switch on that. But anyways, we do have a few different properties, both in Newton Junction as well as in the Dorchester property, and so we're praying through those and trying to decide how can God use these properties for His glory. So I just want to again just give you that was kind of a brief update. Take a look at at the financial reports, you know, even if you're sleepy or whenever, if you need to go to sleep, you know, you can take a look at them. I hope that you can glean just a little bit that we're helping in a real way. And I want to thank you, because if it wasn't for you and your support through the region offering, we would not be able to continue this ministry. I also want to make two thank yous to the Day Foundation and for the Bank of New Hampshire. Both of them have helped financially to give to this annual gathering so that we're able to do this and not to be able to support this gathering. And so I do want to thank both of them. Bank of New Hampshire has been great in helping us not only with our portfolio. Many of your churches have your common trust with them. They have been wonderful. We meet once a quarter, so 4 times a year with them, and they have been extremely helpful and even generous to be able to support our time here. So I just give thanks again for you. The offering, the baskets are not for region offering. I do want to encourage you to give an offering in those baskets. They do go to help out Camp Sentinel. They help out, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Women's ABW Scholarship.
ABW Scholarship Fund that they give every year, and also to Dale's discretionary fund, and that's so that he can be able to help out churches or pastors who might be going through a particular struggle and have the freedom just to be able to help out. So that is split 3 ways, and that's what those buckets are there for. Thank you very much.